watching Kofi multimedia. Nansen Papa, if it's really a legislation, or we are whether Kofi multimedia, about na yeah.
Trending issues. I just have some non talk. I just have some non pie. Say talk 1 minute, 1 minute, be a PM what heavy. Members of Kenya and say, so percent trending issues. No one's the real Koba. The Mitch McCann say, Kofi multimedia. No, we just subscribe because it's Tom one that between 2 man over. No, never to have been to subscribe and I share.
So, trending news adia Kofi multimedia and somebody na wo peti awunya no Kofi multimedia de ekoso wahwani ne wahwani kontokwa trending news bia Kofi multimedia multimedia
In our previous videos, you saw us showing Ghana love. Ghana's very first president stood in 1957 in the O'Neill rule. Kwame Nkrumah believed that and for every African everywhere, and that's why we need no permission and no one should fight for the right existing. It was rebellious, it was necessary, and it was a small act of defiance in honor of everyone. We came here to show Ghana love, and in return, it was who was watching us. But we didn't come here to stay quiet. We found and we knew people.
Ajima Ushami from your life for short. Not village Japa Junction, we say Bisobia. I bet you baby Shan Wabu. And because Kofi multimedia and found by any Adani or who you occupy Yama Kotokren Castro de Grada. Found by now one sa insifo. Now, when you say, Okateche Fifa. Aba Edin Sembia Babituja. Edin Sembia Babituja. Now, what share the way all present case, you know? And then your man na air course at that particular moment, in baby crown the crown air course man. Was so one me say bit Messi Wagana because what share the way Casama Hane Papa na make crown muyan. Ahami, Mummy uncle, you go video nearby about us.
Yeah, that's any post the other say go viral. Posting on over 2 South African game couples. We are from Liu any rule. Omo every South Africa and as Omba Ghana. Bomba to me like I said. They came to launch LGBTQ+. Omba to Omba launch it to me Ewa Ghana because Omo post Omo Kia. Omo Kia 3 posts. Omo first post Omo Trese. Never in our lives did we think we would find ourselves in Ghana doing something so simple and yet so defiant. A few months ago, we came across an article about the Ghanaian government's attempt to pass an anti-LGBTQ+ bill. Omo chemte na omo na nwene ese everybody ometimi abepimo o Ghana ha no say emema me no omo awale. Every say abosume dodo bia atwam no say Ghana for no ye the bill bia ba ye da koto Ghana parliament say president and sign as the president sign it is going against LGBTQ+ na e course we are for na Ghana say sign right say ye atwam. If passed, the bill would mean up to 3 years in prison for being queer and 5 for supporting someone who is. I don't just say, Sabo, your son, your children will be well with them 3 years. And the children will be our support, so being true, 5 years. That's it. Coming out was already hard. Some of our own family members struggled to accept us, but imagine waking up and realizing that just being who you are could land you in prison. Not because you've harmed anyone, but because of who you love. That will be the reality of Ghana. We just go. Now, when you're more devoted to Abba, there's a woman making to make me cry our as member Mino. Now, because a good for SRT, oh, my dad, but we're Ghana for the Diana. Ghana for Diana. Just why you say, Unya Bonibia. Unya Bonibia, that's all them, all because Nipa would don't have person in the Trentino. Over the them. We any share price in Ghana, because I'm a Omwa. And member Mino best Omwal, ever Ghana, won't drum to Ghana. That's why we are here to meet hate with love and stand in solidarity with queer Ghanaians through the Show Ghana Love campaign. We are confronting the erasure and criminalization of queer people by love bombing Ghana's iconic landmarks of freedom, showing that until queer people are free, no one truly is. Anytime we keep another push, every bit of awareness. This bill will threaten the safety and freedom of Ghana's queer community. We know not everyone can laugh out loud like this. We are doing this for those who can't, for those who had to leave, and for those who still hiding. We are not activists, we are just in love, and sometimes that's enough to start a revolution. And on this particular pictures at all. And I'm making last post. It's the last post, and Nkrumah stood here and declared a nation free. Today, we stood here and declared ourselves free too. You know what I say? Nkrumah Jina, that Independence Square Honor, any place said Ghana is free forever today. If you Ghana, are you free? Yes, yes, in a hand, declare freedom for queer Ghanaians, for LGBTQ activists. Omo mo Ghana ha just say emma mi no besu muare, emma mi no besu omuare. Ye we are declare freedom to them. Free to be loud, queer, African, bold, and drenched in Renaissance energy. Let love lead us all, because the revolution didn't end in 1957. It lives in every beautiful act of defiance and every unapologetic expression of self. We didn't come to ask for space, we came to claim it. There's almost post said they didn't come to Ghana here for anything, but they came to campaign against the government on their bid to pass a bill against LGBTQ plus activity in Ghana here. Campaign, support for Ghana. They came to support them. Say the almost free say I come on. They been come on. If you are seeing that how much, if you are see bill didn't trim biano at time much. Emma post we no. Eyeke Odi Kofi Ochidako, presidential staffer for diaspora affairs. Odi can make here. Odi can post on Facebook and not say who are they? 2 or 10, but not beneath our independence monument. I am indifferent about them, but not in our faces and definitely not beneath our independent monument. Also, we bet na ya money ama, but enye Ghana baby ye teacher baby efu mashe e ho na ye nya fa ho le fe ye make ye fa ho the speech e ho na nkromedi na ye enye ho na beja be this mo kwase asem because men I'm not against people, but enye mama dey conversation model, but later KO deleted this post and I was like, and then I was into a deleted post way. Now on the internet now, many people are asking me by that kind of for a demand this omna bontini make because I didn't go from Ghana omna bontini they didn't just come to take photo shoot, they came to do videos. Hey, Independence Square omo video, omo Concron Museum video, afi omo ko market any Brew Botanical Garden, many places videos over there. They came to Ghana to promote LGBTQ plus. A general social monetization for Ghana, target some dot, make video be blast, no, as Omra Bontin, Trimu, because I do not cost no, a Runguasi, a Gugan and Mass, some dot, Data and Coffee Independence for age, or Chumaway, Naya Sound dot. Babusia, finally, some dot about one to also Becassa, there be on hide, Unane, or Becassa. Now I'll make you post our Twitter, and no, and all the A Ghana for and some day, what can be by young Kai being Jitu. Somebody said, I have just returned to Accra from home in the Volta region where I attended the climax of our successful Girls in ICT program. Oh, it's a Volta region ever who I am call for program B Girls in ICT program launch. Because at the film for ever. I have seen numerous stats and posts about the abhorrent disrespect of our culture and values by two useless individuals. Oh, now maybe I say, what argument? But I will put you I say, Sabi. And because you form your no, I will be a teacher, or maybe the from your values and your culture, or your mom, your values and your culture, or maybe from. Now, the disrespect of our national symbols is despicable to say the least. However, I am shocked to see apologists of the MPP calling on me and demanding action. Now, I am one person. No, the MP before any no calling on me means I'm just they are demanding answers from me. What a shameless lot. And you guasis for I say, and you guasis for and you guasis for. We are today without a legislation on these ills because former President Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo failed and blatantly refused to sign the Family Values Bill into law after Parliament of Ghana and the court had declared the bill. Just you will be able to and baby moving. You also Independence Square Museum and moving there. You will say, Akufo-Addo bank. Yeah, the Family Values Bill. I got to my not anti-LGBTQ plus bill nation bill. One sign, you know, and so and the other do where you do, and no, and the other do Hanmo. You defended the immoral stance of President Akufo-Addo then, and today you want to pontificate. How dare you? Or just say, Akufo-Addo are buying anymore. Now, over the demonstration on the anti-LGBTQ plus bill, I said, Akufo-Addo buying and sign on. Some of you were against them. You repeat them, and now more attacking some Lord Konano. More party say, Omra want to make on your day. Oh, master, how dare you? How dare you people demand answer from me, Sound George? How dare you? I have, along with my colleagues in Parliament, resubmitted the Family Values Bill. It has gotten Mr. Speaker's approval and should be laid for first reading any moment soon. The values, morals, and innocence of our children must be protected. I would demand that President John Dramani Mahama sign the bill when we get it passed again. My position has not changed, but I despite hypocrite. Oh no, they stand on anti-LGBTQ plus bill. But I do see hypocrite. Law enforcement must identify the two miscreants in the viral photos and apply the full rigors of existing laws on them for God and country. So when any post here, Sam George Abe Miki. Now Sam George making post, you know. And then General Buhari, Eric Planoche said, "Sir, you are shameless, I must say. You are in government for 6 months. Why haven't you signed that bill yet? How many hours does it take one to sign a bill? Hypocrite." And Sam George replied, what I say? Sam George replied, not to say, "You are an unintelligent. Else you know there's no bill to sign. As the bill has been deemed dead with the previous parliament, but I'm not surprised. 70 Ghana cedis intellect on display." 70 Ghana cedis, I say. Sam George, 70 Ghana cedis, I say, Yetua Buanika 70 is over here, over cancer we. And that's about, let's continue. You have the nerve to demand a bill. You who oppose us and accuse us as nation records, don't even dare it on this matter. Just say, Sam George and your bill, comment section. Sam George are clashing with people at the comment section. Everyone have been etching, but Sam George, in fact, Asamba, I am Tekaka, because you are gradually appearing to be a minister without home sense. A minister who will be an answer. Asam can and democracy and Iran can and the 10 can. And we go saying same way about Sam George. Oh, can say previous government to sign anti-LGBTQ plus bill. And the previous government answer just a moment bano. Obi any more Krumhano. And just Obi enemy. You live when you're from Bambasimo Yefu. It's on no I influence a moment back. Does it mean say Obi can
taking you to two of the most important and most emotional locations on the strip. The first one is Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Park. This is where Ghana's very first president stood in 1957 and declared the country's independence, making it the first sub-Saharan African country to break free from colonial rule. Kwame Nkrumah believed that true freedom wasn't just political. It needed to be economic, cultural, and for every African everywhere. And that's why we are here, to remind the world that queer freedom is African freedom too. There's power in standing here, on the same ground where liberation was declared. And today we stand for the freedom of queer people across the continent, because love needs no permission and no one should fight for the right to exist. Next up, Asa Fort, and honestly, this one was heavy. The fort was once a holding site for enslaved Africans. People were kept here in cramped dark dungeons before being shipped across the Atlantic, and after the slave trade ended, it became a prison under the British rule. Today it stands as a reminder of the people who were oppressed and erased for who they were, and in many ways, the fight still exists, just in a different form. So for us, showing up here as an openly queer couple, claiming space where people were once punished for existing, it was rebellious, it was necessary, and it was a small act of defiance in honor of everyone who came before us. This trip hasn't been easy. There were moments we felt unsafe, moments we felt unwanted, but we also felt seen and proud and grateful. Being queer in Africa comes with a different kind of weight, but it also comes with so much power. And on this trip, we used that power to love on every place we stepped in, to claim joy where it wasn't expected, and to leave traces of queer love where it's so often erased. We came here to show Ghana love, and in return, it taught us about resilience, about history, and about the quiet rebellion that comes with simply existing as yourself. This might be the end of the trip, but it's not the end of the work. No pride for some of us without liberation for all of us. Hashtag so Ghana love. In our previous post, you saw that we landed in Ghana to show Ghana love, to stand with the queer community and to love bomb this country with every ounce of who we are. Today's mission is to love bomb Black Star Square. This place is absolutely stunning, a landmark filled with history and meaning. Star Square was built when Ghana gained independence from British rule in 1950. 1957. It stands as a powerful symbol of hope, freedom, and African strength. It's exactly why we had to be here. Because love and freedom aren't privileges, they are rights, and every LGBTQIA+ person deserves both. But to be honest, this was the hardest suit yet. The tension in the air was so real, security everywhere, watching us closely. We were warned not to be too touchy, people staring at us, the energy was heavy. And what stood out the most was looking up and seeing the words freedom and justice engraved on the building, while knowing not everyone in this country gets to experience that. In the background of our photos, a beautiful straight couple was freely taking their wedding pictures, openly celebrating their love. And it hit us. Something so simple, yet something so impossible for so many queer people here. We didn't come here to play it safe. The tension was real, but so was our purpose, to meet hate with love, and to take up space, and to remind Ghana's queer community that they are seen, they are loved, and they are never alone. Stay tuned to our socials to see what happens next as we continue to show Ghana queer love. Today we took our mission to Aburi Botanical Gardens, a stunning peaceful space with giant trees and open lawns. But even in a place like this, being a queer couple comes with risk. There were families around, people everywhere. In every move we made, we were watching who was watching us. But we didn't come here to stay quiet. We found this open patch of grass called the Love Lawn. And in a country where queer people aren't safe to hold hands, we decided to lay down together in the open. Our hearts were racing, and we knew people could see. But some things are bigger than fear. We were then asked by the ladies to take a photo. After all the tension, that moment hit different. It reminded us why we are here. We even ended up behind the prize stand, flipping meat with a stranger, and for a moment, it just felt human. Next, the market. Chaotic, loud, faces everywhere. Foreigners stands out. Queer foreigners, even worse. We felt it in every glance, and for the first time on this mission, we felt like love could get us hurt. But we didn't stop. We bought fruit, laughed louder than we probably should have, because even here, queer love exists. We're not heroes, we're not activists. We're just two people risking everything to remind Ghana's queer community that
Ghana nie, ye the legend. Mumi akwa mu ma baby ewu. Afiwe, se nyame ama won. O bete mi nyame to so o bete ama. Ye nipa ne yapaja to Ghana na Ghana aso. Cause we meet you. Me ni yoba ajuma wish ya me afam ya guy for short. Nas village Afra Junction wo wusia. Bi so bi obecho baby eham no aboru. Kasi Kofi Agye multimedia and like, comment, and subscribe. We are not share video. Notification bell also. Emma Orenfi. Click if that's all the video. You drop it on Saka. Macro. Bye bye.